Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the SoBackSports podcast, and we're so back with another episode. And my gosh, it's been a minute. It's been, over a week or so. Kind of took a little break from podcasting, but obviously we have a special guest with us here today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, man. First of all, it's a pleasure, very big pleasure to be on here. My name is Philip Charles Vanderhayden the fourth. Big old mouthful. You can call me PCV. You can find me on Twitter at JCPhil. And I just gotta say that Soback has been a awesome dude to me. Really respectful and supporting me ever since day one, man. So I really appreciate that, and it's an honor to be on this podcast.
It's an honor to have you as well, man. I know we've been kind of talking here and there. And yeah, it's honestly great to see your content as well. You started the Justin of the Year with Chicago Bulls as well. So it's honestly great to see. And yeah, dude, just another year. But yeah, so we wanted to like talk about like how you started up, a little bit about yourself, you know?
How I started up. Okay, well, I just
Yeah.
here we go because I'm gonna glaze my man DWC Productions again because I started up because of him, man. So I was just watching his videos and I was like, this guy's really optimistic and I really enjoy everything he's doing. And I was like, I really want to be a part of that. So I DM'd him and I was like, hey, bro, love your videos, love how optimistic you are and all this stuff. And then I was like, if you ever want a partner or something.
That's so
and,
real.
and I was like, he was like, you know, he did hit me back, pretty quickly. And he was like, yo, I appreciate all the kind words. He was really nice about saying no. He gave me some
Yeah.
really nice words, but he was like, if you're into writing, then my guy Ryan Heckman, he runs thewindycity.com. You can message him and see if you can apply there. And so
Hmm.
I messaged Ryan. He messaged me back. I submitted a sample of my writing, and that's how I got started on this whole journey. That's how I met Nick from Just Another Year. Do all my writing and stuff. I started to gain, obviously some attention or, to start to talk to people on Bears Twitter and get replies. And that's how I met. I feel like that's how we started talking.
Hmm.
And it's just been a roller coaster since then. The last 2 years, I think I've done 2 full NFL seasons now.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, I also kind of reached out to Rashab or the Windy City Productions, like how you did as well. Like just for some like, typical advice on like how to start because like I think this is okay. After this past season, it was my like 1.5 seasons into covering the Chicago Bears, like on this channel, or when I started the channel. So like I felt that on a personal level when it comes to like getting your name out there and whatnot. But yeah, like have you been writing a lot? Like I mean, like were you writing before reaching out to him?
I've always been an excellent writer. So, like, I guess if I can pump myself up a little bit, when I took the ACT in high school, I missed one question on English. I scored in the 99.9 percentile. Uh, so I've always just had a knack for it. I've always been
Mhm.
a good writer, but I never did like. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that I needed like to have a degree or something to be able to write for anybody. And the whole experience with getting pointed to Ryan and getting that job is really what opened my mind up and like, dude, you don't need to be graduated from college to be in this game as long as your quality is good. So
Right. Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's completely valid. That's cool. Like, yeah, I wish I was a good writer. I mean, I think I got better in when I got into college and stuff, but you know, but yeah, it's kind of insane. Like, I I don't know because I think like with sports journalism and like just in general, like that level of like ability to write is very crucial when it comes to like conveying your takes. And I think like the more I'm starting to like listen to how people talk and read articles on like Bleacher Report. What else? The Bears Wire I think was another one, and like a bunch of other Bears articles and stuff. I think the more it seeps into your vernacular a little bit. So I guess yeah. I mean it's I mean, I respect that like a lot, especially when it comes to like writing and people that do sports journalism. It's obviously it's a lot of work. I'll especially to like for like the articles you guys write. So very big ups to you, man.
I
Um, yeah.
I appreciate that. I was just gonna say, like, I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so you're right. When it takes time, like I think my best article from like a wordplay and all that good stuff standpoint was my prediction that Justin Fields was gonna win MVP. Uh, it, that didn't happen. I was wrong, but the article itself was written extremely well, and it took me like 15 hours.
Oh wow.
15 hours I spent just going through it over and over and over. So yeah, you're right. It's tough.
Oh
I
no.
guess I was a cold member. I mean,
I
I
mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, we all were, and it's I still love Justin.
yes,
It was a good time. It made the times like bearable to watch. And
no pun intended.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, I hope he does well in New York. I thought he should have had more of an opportunity in Pittsburgh. I mean, at some point it was kind of like, I don't know if it was gonna work there either because of like Tomlin, his agenda and stuff. But yeah, I know, Slashing or Unkid, like big avid supporter for Justin Fields, especially now as well. So I'm looking forward to what he does.
Me
But
too.
it's obviously about the Bears, about Caleb Williams right now. And speaking of that, this kind of segues into the next portion of our content, and that is the overall thoughts of this past season. I know, like, we want to forget majority of what happened last season because there were a lot of highs or a few highs and a lot of lows. But take me through your your time during this past season and like what are your thoughts and some takeaways you want to go into next season, especially with what happened and what kind of transpired.
It's kind of messed up when you just said like takeaways from that in the last season and what I want to take into
Hey.
next season. My first thought was don't give Doug Kramer the ball.
Mm. And we signed him too. Like,
We did. Hey, I just hope we keep him at center. I love. I'm so into Doug Kramer as a backup center. Just
mhm.
not so much the fullback.
Yeah.
Um, but it was really tough, man. I mean, I gradually once I accepted that we weren't going to do anything, it got easier. But that Washington game, man, that Washington game really, really hurt. Yeah, and I was on live stream talking a lot of mess when that happened, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
that.
like curb stomped by the whole Washington fan base after that. Man, they came after me pretty hard in Rashab's comments, like, but hey, it's okay. We're gonna get him back this year. But I think my big takeaway is that I mean Matt Eberflus wasn't a head coach, and that the trenches matter. Period.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly, I try to forget a lot of what happened last season. I honestly think that, you know, the first and the last game are the only things that happened last season. Everything else in the middle, I don't recall anything happen. There was no Warren Bossing say, as they say in Avatar. But um,
Love
it's
it.
yeah, it's it's. I feel like the one big key takeaway, and I'll let Ankit talk a little bit more. I feel like he's in the corner. My bad, dude. But like, I think the one big takeaway was definitely Caleb Williams' development, and it was definitely a way, an interesting method to develop a quarterback, and letting him get sacked 68 times, a couple, and um, running a speed option on the goal line when you really didn't need to, on fourth down as well. What else? And then him constantly leading game-winning drives to, you know,
Bang.
yeah, just get the worst possible outcomes. And I'm not saying like he has no fault at all. Like, that when it comes to being a rookie quarterback, it's going to be the growing pains, and that's what's a part of the growth process. Like, you have anomalies like CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels who have pretty solid support systems around them, but Caleb throughout this season, I think like his support system was very like inconsistent, and that seeps in through his game as well because from based on reports, it was saying that Caleb didn't have a really solid relationship with Shane Waldron, and he wouldn't get taught hard enough, and that would eventually lead him to get help from outside help, like for like just film study or whatever. So things like that, and then it doesn't help either with like two firings in the middle of the season when you don't even have the stability on offense, and yet with all that he was still able to put in pretty decent numbers for a rookie season. And I generally don't understand how that happened. Like to this day, I'm trying to figure out how like mentally, like if it were me, I'd be like, it's over. It's cooked. Like this entire season's cooked. I can't do this anymore, especially with the amount of sacks you're taking. Like, but nah, I think the one thing that is a big key takeaway is his his ability to stay healthy and his like tenacity in general, and it eventually led us to winning in Green Bay. So, but yeah, I'll pass it on to my brother. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on it?
No, I agree with a lot of things you said. Like, I think like a big key takeaway this season was Caleb Williams' development. I think he took a big step. Obviously, there's still like a lot of improvement. Obviously, with next year we need to see him play a better. But with what he had this season, a lot of turmoil that was going on, coaching staff, this and that. Um, I think he played fine, and I think he played well. I mean, he broke a lot of Chicago Bears records in this season, so I mean that speaks to how bad our franchise has been. Um, but I think I'm really excited what Ben Johnson can do with him because we saw
Mhm.
what he did with Jared Goff. Not saying Jared Goff was a bad quarterback when he came to the Lions, but he really helped Jared Goff like in his passing game, making like creative plays. And I like what they've done right now this season, like with this offseason with their offensive line. I like that. But yeah, last season I think obviously there was a big letdown. I thought we could maybe make the playoffs, and it was looking like that with 4-2 record. Um, and then just something happened the bye week, and then we just lost 10 straight, and then somehow beat Green Bay. So, I'm happy Caleb did it. He beat Green Bay. Should have beaten them twice, but
Should have beaten him
um,
twice. In my book, he beat him twice.
In my
yeah,
book, yeah,
I mean, he
yeah,
led
just
the game-winning drive.
that's
yeah.
true. I mean, but at the end of the day, Packers ended up winning that game, sadly. But I mean, there's just a lot of takeaways that we could take. There's he was really good. I think this offseason we need to improve the draft. I mean, we had to like get some good offensive linemen. I mean, maybe like in the interior, maybe, and then maybe get an edge and hopefully draft Genty. Man, I really want him. So
All
to
right,
help
let's
this
go.
We're
this
on the
running
Genty
running game.
train. Let's go. We have
I
three and
used to
three.
Is this a
I used
Genty
to
podcast?
This
yeah,
is the pro Genty podcast. Just
I
saying.
used to I used to not be in that train, but then like now that we've done like a lot in the free agency, like getting Tooney, getting like Drew
Yep.
Dahlman, and I
Yep.
think we got someone else. I forgot who else we got.
Jonah
Oh,
Big.
Jonah
Jackson.
Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jonah
Jonah
Jackson. Yeah.
Jackson. I definitely could see us going for Genty, and I'm really excited because I see what Ben Johnson did with Jameer Gibbs, and I think as a prospect, Genty's better. So
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think I think if he's with this offense, like with Caleb Williams, like you have DeAndre Swift, maybe if he stays, or maybe Ben Johnson ships him off again. I'm excited what the run game could be because I feel like if we have a good run game, the pass game will easily unlock.
Yes,
So
that's
yeah,
the
I'm
other thing.
excited for
Like,
that.
hell, absolutely. I mean, the fact that Caleb had the statistics he had with like a
Hmm.
very inconsistent running game and no blocking is actually that's what I mean. What leads me to believe more than uh, other than his game-winning drives, which I thought that was amazing. I The fact that he did as good as he did with the trenches being so bad and having Matt Eberflus as your head coach and Shane
Oh
Waldron
God.
as his OC. I'm sorry, yeah, I call him Twat Dweeberflus in my house. But,
That name.
yeah. I just don't want to say his name, but it's amazing. I don't see how people don't fully believe in Caleb. I mean, I guess I get it. If you're like 50, it's been pretty rough, right? I mean, I'm 35 and it's been pretty rough for me, like throughout my life. So I get it, but Caleb is different, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he's very exciting. Like, I think, I mean, obviously, like, we've seen Jay Cutler. I mean, I've never seen Jay Cutler. Obviously, I've been a Bears fan for, like, I think 3 years. So, obviously, I haven't seen the worst of the worst, but I did see the Bears. I did see the Bears go 3-14 my first season watching them. Like, I used to be more like a basketball guy. Like, I used to watch a lot of basketball. So, I really didn't. Yeah, I like the Bulls, but I also like the Warriors too because I like Curry. Like, he's my favorite player. So, but
Every man.
I do go to a lot of Bulls games. I do support the Chicago teams a lot. I love Chicago, but yeah, I used to watch basketball only, and the Bears, like, I've seen like a lot of people say like Mitchell Trubisky, Jay Cutler, like they were decent passers, but like they weren't as good as like what Caleb was doing. Right? We saw multiple 300-yard games this season with Caleb Williams. We saw like the passing game get better, even though it didn't look on paper good. It looked like when you looked at the tape, it looked amazing. The passing game, right? And I feel like Caleb Williams can be special. Like, we've never had a player like Caleb Williams that can, create from nothing, right? And I think with even like I guess like what I really started believing Caleb Williams was against the Vikings, the first game, not the second game, obviously, but the first game, where like we were down 27-16, and I think in a minute he's made it 27-27. Like, obviously, there was a luck. We had to get the onside kick, which was really lucky. The Vikings kind of messed that up. But the fact that the next play he just darted it to DJ Moore, got a timeout and won it. It just really showed to me like Caleb could be that guy if we just put some weapons around him. Like, I know we did have weapons, but like a coaching staff and offensive line around him, like a competent coach, I think he can really bring Chicago glory. I feel like, and I have a lot of belief in him. And obviously, look, like SoBack said before, I'm a big Justin Fields guy because he was my first quarterback I really watched. Got me into football. So, I mean, obviously, I was a little hating Caleb Williams like the start of the season. You guys can watch my videos. I was hating on him a little bit, but I think after what he did with Green Bay and what he did with against the Vikings, I started loving his game, and I started like believing in him. So I'm really excited what he can do this season, and I'm just really hoping he can take that next step, like, and be a really good quarterback because I feel like he could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you a cult member? Is that why you didn't like Caleb at first?
No, like, obviously I wasn't a cult member. Like, I mean, I guess like when he got drafted, like I was fine. It's just like I mean, like, I just really like Justin. Like, I really like Justin Fields because obviously, he got me like watching football. Like, my first ever Bears game I watched was against the Niners, and like that was like a crazy game I watched. Like, it was really cool, and obviously, I think at the end of the day, the Bears front office did the right thing, and you have to do what's best for business. So I get it from that standpoint, but like emotional standpoint, like obviously I didn't want like Fields to go. I was like one of the people like vouching for Fields to stay, but because I still think to this day he can still do really good things. So
Me too.
But again, we're talking about Caleb Williams here, and I think Williams right now has shown more than what Fields has shown in his career right now. And I'm really excited. Like, I think he can do a lot of good things with Ben Johnson. And the fact that Ben Johnson was willing to stay in this division speaks volumes of how good Caleb Williams is. Because he could have easily went to like the Jags. Like, the division's like, okay, like Texans are good, but like everyone else, like, not really big of a threat. And you still have a guy like Trevor Lawrence. And then you could have went to the Raiders, even though they do have like Mahomes in that division, but it's not like the NFC North, where the NFC North is like the best division. So I feel like speaks volumes to like what a player and what belief Ben Johnson has for Caleb Williams.
I mean, let's put a pause on saying the NFC North is the best division. Well, yes, we hoarded a lot of wins, but that resulted in 0 playoff games won across the entire division. And listen, it was beautiful. It was genuinely beautiful because the Bears had more wins than the Packers did in all of January. So that's at the end of the day the best thing.
So wait, what division do you think is better?
I mean, I'm just saying like no. I'm not saying like there's any like clear front runner because I feel like all divisions like have their best, and all that. But I just think like regular season, obviously the NFC North right now. But like I'm just
Mhm.
pointing out the fact that while we
I mean,
we are the best division, it
yeah,
didn't result to anything in the playoffs, which is pretty funny to say the least. But
maybe AFC West, maybe because like they had 3 playoff teams, I think,
no, yeah, I
so,
would say that. Yeah, I mean,
or the
That's a
AFC
good
North,
I can see that.
but I don't know. But like, I feel like next season, I'm being so serious. I know I said this last year. I think if the Bears are competent next season, which I think they will be, I think there's a chance that all NFC North teams make the playoffs this year. I
I,
actually like. I generally think that can happen. Like,
I want to
if
see that.
I would
that'd be
like that,
cool.
I
dude.
mean,
That'd be insane as well.
it would. It'd be history. I would just like to be a part of that. If we're gonna be the first division to, have all our teams make the playoffs, that'd be a lot of fun, and especially if we won that division.
Mm.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yep.
Hey, I mean, listen, I'm just saying there's a chance. You never know.
I mean,
Like,
our schedule is crazy though. Like that's the
yeah, it's
thing.
dog. Yeah, it's. Oh God, I just even thinking about that schedule just like hurts my soul. Like,
Like even
it's
though
just
we have a last place schedule, like that schedule is just it's crazy.
It's
Like
it's
there's
hard.
only
criminal.
like I think there's only like 2 wins. I like 2 like easy like kind of wins I can see us winning. But obviously like it's the NFL, like, you can lose to any team. So
Mm-hmm.
um but like I feel like our away schedule is just it's actually crazy. It's actually like criminal. Like it can't happen to us. Like
Locker
If
it's
room.
we
actually ridiculous.
like if we start the season playing at the link against the Eagles, I'll actually just God log off. Like I can't like that just the worst possible game
It
to
would be
like
rough, but how good would it be if we just smacked their ass? It'd be so
dude.
good.
No, like is it
We
high risk,
could.
lower? It's like wait, high risk, high rewards in a sense where it's like if we win that game, that could like skyrocket our chances later on. It will go through the roof. Like
We'll
all
go
the media will start
crazy.
talking and glazing us at that point. It'll be a beautiful day.
I'll be
But
It's
glazing
not
us.
it's
I'll be talking soupy if we
yeah,
do that,
I mean
dude.
no,
it's
yeah,
possible. It's possible. The Lions did it 2 years ago against the Chiefs.
mm,
It's
that
possible.
were true. And Ben Johnson was
I
on
know I
that
know
team.
I know Kelsey and Jones didn't play that game, so obviously, but the Eagles did lose a lot of players in their defense, so
Mm-hmm.
we gotta wait and see. But yeah, that'd be kind of a hard game to start off. But if we do win, you're right. National media coverage will start glazing us. So ESPN, FS1, all of them will say we're Super Bowl contenders. I don't know if they would, but they'll probably like say we're a really good team. So
Yeah, I hope so, dude. It was so rough, like especially after the London game, and every single week, like just after every single game, I'll be like, "Oh, I can't be on social media. I can't do this to myself. I can't. This is too
I'm the
depressing. I
same way.
can't do this." Like all my outlets that I would like be like so happy to see are just dogging on us, and I'm just like,
I'm bad with
every
it
year.
too. I'm bad. Like if we lose, I avoid everything.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I avoid all the videos, all the post game stuff. I'm like, dude, they're just gonna be talking mess, and I can't. Should I be censoring myself? I want to make
No,
sure.
you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Yeah.
nah,
You
it's
sure?
fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All good. All good.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's I get real sad or I get really pissed off, and it's not
Yeah.
healthy. So I'm just glad to but when we win, oh my god, I'm consuming everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everything.
My
Now,
screen time is cooked at that point.
yes.
Like
Yes, I mean I do you know, I do try and have perspective, and there's such a thing as good losses, I guess. Like if we played the Chiefs tough and we lost on a last second Mahomes drive, I think I'd still consume stuff. But we haven't really had those. Every loss has
mhm.
been like bad loss.
Yeah. Even in like the game that it was a close game and Caleb led game winning drives, like it was something. It always was something. It was like that block kick. And then all the stuff that
I
Caleb
guess
Williams
the
didn't
Vikings.
matter at that
Didn't
point.
even
And
talk about it.
yeah, and it's like
What about the Vikings game?
the
I think
Vikings
that one
game,
was
they only pointed out the fact that Caleb took a really bad sack and everything else didn't matter in overtime. Like genuinely,
yeah.
that's what they focused on. Anything that Caleb did, and listen, Caleb does stuff wrong. Obviously, that comes with the territory of being a quarterback in the NFL. But to pinpoint that, and take that only and then leave the rest out, it's like you got to put that into perspective, right? And
Yeah.
that's what I was
Sure.
like. It was kind of hard to watch like teams or like play like media folk and all that, and that's why it's like even like scrolling to Twitter, it was just awful. It was just like clown left and right, no no place to hide essentially. But that oh
Mhm.
man, that Packers game, like like the second pack,
Yeah.
like the end of season, ah
It was
We
beautiful.
got
so
revenge.
glorious.
Yeah.
We got a lick back. So, it was a good game. I mean, we watched it together, so it was a cool
Oh
game to
yeah,
watch.
dude, I lost my mind. Listen, people can say like, the backups play, like Packers fans specifically. They
That's
backup
not an
players.
excuse. No, it's not an excuse though, because like Jordan Love, first of all, played garbage
Mm-hmm.
that game, and then he
Yeah.
got injured. I mean, that's
He's
injuries are part of
overrated.
the game. Injuries are part of the game. I mean, we should have won the first game first of all. So like,
They didn't start
like
pulling their damn starters until we knocked his ass out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like,
And
and
Josh
then they
Jacobs
got
was
just
playing too. Like everyone was playing. And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
we beat.
that's some
They're
real
coping.
serious cope.
mm-hmm.
They're coping. They're coping. It's okay.
Yeah.
When we sweep them next year, it's fine. We'll sweep them next year.
Did you guys see the? I don't know if you posted this, Phil, but like, did you see the Packers fans like talking about how McCole Hardman wanted to like thought about going to the Bears, but he chose the Packers over the. I'm like,
Oh no!
oh no, that LeBron. It's like, oh, oh
Uh,
boo.
like I'm
Like
so worried about that. I'm so worried that McCole Hardman shows you guys over us.
I can't believe McCole Hardman did that to us, man.
I'll say
Like,
this. I'll say this. I think Packers fans are kind of hating on McCollum. I think he's a really good player. Like, I
yeah,
think he's not like a
exactly.
crazy. He's not a crazy wide receiver like one. Like he's a good like three. Like he can be a good speedster. And actually,
No,
like
no, no,
in
no, no.
back,
He's a one. They have
Yeah,
6
we
wide
got six
receiver
wide
ones
receiver
now.
ones.
Yeah.
Jace.
I mean like seriously. I think like McCole Hardman's not a bad pickup because he's a speedster. And when he was in Kansas City, they would use him like on streak routes, and he was really good. I mean, he obviously his career defining moment was when he caught the game winning touchdown against the Niners in the Super Bowl. So he's a decent receiver. I mean, they didn't get their number one, but I heard the Packers might go for T-Mac. I don't know if they will, but
No, dude.
um,
What the hell? No.
no, they might because I heard like the Grudengans or whatever that guy is, the GM.
Brian
Like he
Gutekunst,
met,
Goody.
yeah, he was like the one who like came to his like private like workout or something. Like I don't know, maybe he wants him.
Okay. I mean, sure.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know if that's game changing. I'm just saying like maybe like the Packers might
it's
get
like
him.
I feel like that just like Chris Paul cuts the lead down to 42 with the 3 and like it kind of like beat like I don't know. It's just like bro just showed up. It doesn't mean that he's good. They're gonna get him. It's like they have a chance,
No,
but like
obviously. I was just saying like maybe they're interested in him and like they can maybe go
yeah.
for him. Like
I feel
I'm
like
not saying like they will. Like
yeah. I mean, I don't know how bad his stock has to like tumble in order for him to, you know,
they can like trade up.
yeah, and good luck with that, I guess, for them.
Mhm.
But yeah, speaking of the
Yeah.
draft and all that, like we did a lot in free agency, and draft coming up a bit. I thought it would be a pretty cool thing to do a little bit of a tier list. But before we get into that, remember we're about 3 subscribers away from 600 subscribers, I think. So if you're watching this right now,
Sub
all
up.
13 viewers, if you guys are watching this, stop watching for free and subscribe, please.
Oh, dude. I've been
Yeah.
watching you on X. If you need to get to 600.
That's easy. I can do that
Oh,
for you.
oh, thank you. Anyway, but like, listen, for those who are watching, I appreciate every one of you for even supporting. For like in general, I'm obviously playing, but like, appreciate that. And we got pretty far, and I want to join the journey. You guys to join the journey with me.
Wait,
So
yo,
yeah.
in the back, is that a Levine jersey or is that Kobe White?
It is a Zach Levine jersey.
Zach
Mm.
Levine. Nice.
I always have respect for Zach Levine. Now, I'm of the mind that we are better now without him since that trade.
We
But
won yesterday too.
we did.
Yeah.
It was glorious. It was
Mhm.
glorious. If anyone is watching as a Bulls fan, check out my video from Just Another Year Chicago Bulls that I just dropped. It's glorious. Although I'm just really excited to watch a fun Bulls team, man. They're a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I think But you guys have nailed the draft. I feel like, I mean, honestly, this draft's gonna be really good. I think if you have a lottery pick, it's gonna be good. But if I'm the Bulls, I keep the lottery pick because I feel like this year, this draft, I've been watching March Madness. I mean, I know we're really talking about basketball here, but March Madness is going on right now. A lot of good players in this draft. That's all I'm saying right now. Like a lot of good players. If I'm the Bulls, I'm getting that center from Duke, Common or something.
Yeah, the center like Malak.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
I want
think the
him.
Bulls should get him. Yeah, the Bulls.
I need a center, bro. Oh, I can't stand Vucevic. I can't. Like, I need him off my team.
He did play really good last night. I'm gonna give him that. But
yeah, he plays good from time to time, but like
he can't defend for nothing, man.
Yeah, he's not a true center.
Yeah, you guys. I think the Bulls need to get that. I think Matis. I think next season. I mean, if I'm the Bulls, is one more thing. I think maybe be in the discussion of trading Kobe White. I know he's a good player, but I think you guys need draft capital, and I think Kobe White can give you some picks.
Interesting.
I think you build around Matis and
like
Josh
Kobe
Giddey.
White.
I think you extend Josh Giddey and you not cut, you trade Kobe White. I think Giddey is the real deal. Like he's been playing really well for y'all. So
I'm inclined to agree. If I had to trade one of our best players, I'd pick Kobe, but he's playing really good lately. Like, I mean, 11 straight games with over 20 points, and so it's tough, man. It's tough. If we can keep them both at a decent price, then I'm down for that. But oh wow, that's a take. That's a take right there.
I disagree, man.
Better than Cooper Flag.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, even BJ Edgecombe, I like him a lot from Baylor. I like I don't know, Ace
Ron
Bailey's
Harper,
pretty
what's
good.
his name?
Dylan Harper.
The only reason I would trade Kobe is if we're getting another star back, I think.
Okay, but my thing is like if you guys get a top 5 pick, like I think I would definitely trade Kobe. If you guys get a top 5 pick, like you get a good player.
We finesse a top 5 pick. Oh man,
I could see that.
It's possible.
I could see that.
It's possible.
If we package whatever pick we end up with Kobe and move into the top 3 of next year's drafts, now we're talking money. Now we're talking money.
That's what I'm saying. Because I think the Bulls will. Yeah, because the thing with the Bulls, it's like they need picks right now. Like because the Zach LaVine deal, like that they all they did was keep their pick, like the pick in the draft, which is a good move because the Bulls they need their pick. So and this is a really good draft, so I thought it was worth it. But when you traded DeRozan, you didn't get any like first round pick. I think you guys got like second rounders for DeRozan. I think you guys could have got more from him. But and then I think trade Vooch, obviously, like that's a no brainer. You gotta trade him in the offseason. And then
for a handshake.
And then my thing is, I know. And then like just Kobe White, he's a fantastic player, but I think like the Bulls need to just rebuild and just restart, like start from scratch. You got Giddey. I think you guys won that Giddey trade. Actually, like Giddey's actually a good player, really good player.
Actually,
yeah.
So give him an extension, and then everyone else can just go. Like not Matis. Matis can stay because I think he has a lot of potential. And then just draft the center, either get the center or get a really good guard in the draft.
I mean, we're good on guards. We
have too many guards.
We need a big. But if we can find a way to pay, like I don't know what Kobe his price tag will be. If you can find a way to keep Kobe, Matas, and Buzelis while finding like that Duke center, I think that there could be something there. I don't know. It just depends. Kobe is scoring like an alpha right now. It's hard to think of him like that, but he's averaging like 28 points a game in this streak. So that's really good. There's not that many guys in the league that are doing that.
Right.
So it is complicated. I wish he was a bit of a better defender though.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is like real quick, and then we can go back to football. It's like I think the Bulls like every year they get like they always are like in the play-in, right? And my thing is to get better. I think the Bulls need to just tank. Like one season, they just gotta be terrible. Because
it's not in our dictionary, man. It's not. We don't believe that.
It's not gonna happen.
We don't believe in that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if they suck for like 1 year and like they're like horrible, and you guys get like a top like 5 pick at least, because obviously the draft lottery, like you're not guaranteed the first pick. If you get like a top 5 pick, if you get a top 5 pick, and then you can just get someone like younger than Kobe White, because I think in the next 2 years you guys have to extend Kobe White or something like that. I don't know his contract, but you have to extend him. why not just like when he has a lot of trade value now, just trade him, get some picks, and like improve the team like in the later on. Because next season, you guys can maybe like in the next draft, AJ DeBansta is available. I mean, the guy from BYU. If you guys get him, franchise player. I mean, I like him a lot.
Kobe's
He's a
got one more
projected
year
win.
on his deal.
Yeah,
Mm.
so maybe you trade him because Kobe White's gonna want the bag too, and you got to pay Josh Giddey. It's gonna be a lot of money there because Josh Giddey's gonna ask for money. Like,
You
and
know
I
what?
think I would pay him.
Oh yeah, I'm paying Josh Giddey. I think he can average a triple double in the NBA. That's how good I think he is. And but you know what sucks is that it sucks that we even have to talk about. Oh yeah, like it's a money problem because if we're in Chicago and Jerry Reinsdorf's a damn billionaire, and we should be able to just sign both of them and pay the luxury tax like every other good team in the NBA does. Like the Warriors have been way over the cap forever. But like it doesn't matter because their owners want to win and they're willing to pay for it. Unfortunately, we got Jerry Reinsdorf who should be in jail. So
They
True.
sold the Warriors. They sold like the owners like they sold 3% of their team to like get like the salary like so they get like extra money just for like
Dude, see,
winning.
you can find loopholes like that, dude. That's why I don't understand to this day why teams like how we like teams like us like they don't go for that because there's obviously loopholes and stuff that you can kind of maneuver around the salary cap. Like going back to football, like you talk about the Saints, right? The Saints have been in cap hell for how long? Like how many
they
years?
are.
Like they're still in cap hell. Like and somehow they're finding ways to sign. I still don't understand what cooking of the books that they're doing right now. Like what accountants did they hired? Like I still don't understand how they're able to. I know the salary cap increased every year, and I
Didn't
think
they
that's
just
what they
sign
use.
somebody too?
They brought back like Brandon Cooks or something like that.
Brandon
Like
Cooks. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm just like, how are
How?
you still doing that? Like I don't get it. Like it
Yeah.
genuinely makes no sense. And I think like Saints fans are like, let's just truly tank, but they can't either because they're also kind of like the Bulls, where it's like
They're
they
too good
just
to be last.
yeah, and it's just like they just don't want. They will win games that don't matter, and that's how I felt. I guess throughout this season, it's like before we were in the conversation of being a playing team. I was hoping that we tank because we weren't good enough to win, like to be a playoff contender. And I'm like, every single time I see the real app or whatever, and it had like the Bulls win against XYZ team. I'm like, why? Like, why are we doing this? Like, yes, I love the Bulls to win, obviously, but there's a right time and a right place to do it, and this is
Yeah.
not the right time ever. Right?
The only
So,
thing, the thing that sucked is that we're just too good to do it. Like you'd have to shut down guys because like
yeah,
Kobe, you can't have Kobe, Vooch, and Vooch makes me mad, but he's still good enough to help you win. And so when you have him and Kobe and Yamatas, and then you can't ask professionals to go out there and lose. They're not going
yeah,
to do that.
Mhm.
So it's tough. I'm with you, but once I figured out that there was no way that we were going to be one of the bottom teams, it's like, okay, well, let's just commit to winning. I also
Yeah.
didn't think that Josh Giddey was going to be that good.
Yeah, I didn't either. Because like especially my brother and I went to opening
Oh yeah,
night,
he did.
and oh my god, it was so bad. Like it was not even like Josh Giddey like did fine, I think, in that game. It wasn't like anything crazy, but like the fact that he just went up and shoot threes and it would just airball and like miss, and I'm just like, okay,
He's
we're in.
shooting a lot better now.
Yeah,
Giddy, I think we can go with football. I think like we talked about basketball a lot, but like dude, Giddy, like I feel like dude, he can be an all-star, man. I actually like genuinely think he can be an all-star. Like I know
yeah,
like maybe not next year,
Yes.
but year after, Giddy could be
He
that
might be
good. Like
one
he's
next year.
actually a good player. And I think the Bulls might have actually cooked in that trade. Because when I first saw that trade, I was like, what are the Bulls doing? Like Alex
Same.
Caruso is one of the
same.
most he was one of the most valuable role players in the NBA. And you trade him to the OKC Thunder, who are already a stacked team, and you get Josh Giddey in return, and Josh Giddey also is on an expiring contract. So if he sucks, you basically gave Alex Caruso for nothing. So, and I think the way Alex Caruso is shooting the ball, which is terrible, he's shooting like 20% from three this season. The Bulls easily by far won the trade. It's not even close.
And I liked also to kind of bring up what Philip said like in his article like I recently read about how not article, it was like a discussion point about like the hate for AK. Listen, as a person that
I
hates,
got jumped for that.
yeah, I mean, listen, I understand that. I don't like AK.
Who's
I was a
AK?
huge our GM or GM slash president.
I
Or
don't think he's a
Oh,
good GM. I just think that the trades that he made this season are good. That's
yeah,
all.
it's especially like I think you're right when he said uneven. Like 100% agree with that statement in a sense because it's just like we address stuff, but it's like
It's in a weird order. Like we have
yeah,
so many guards.
right. And
I
I'm just like,
mean, here's my thing. Like, I remember 2022, like the season before that, like
oh
the
my
off
god.
season. He cooked. He was cooking. Like, come on,
You
he
mean
had
2021?
Lonzo. Yeah, he had Lonzo Ball, DeRozan. He got like Levine played in an all-star level. Vucevic. That trade at the time was good, but because like okay, like Vucevic on the Magic was an all-star. Like he was an
No,
all-star.
yeah,
I
it
mean, I get
was.
it. The East. I guess I get it. The East like sucked like terribly, but he was good. Like I get it. It didn't age well, but at the time made good moves. I mean, I guess like the way he like didn't trade in the trade deadline for so many years until this season. I mean, he finally broke it when he traded Zach LaVine. But my thing is like I feel like the Bulls their asking price for Boots was just crazy. I think they expected
Yeah.
like first rounders. Like you're not getting that. I'm sorry. Like you're not getting that. Like he's not moving the needle for any franchise. So and that's what first round picks really mean. Like they mean for example like a Cam Johnson, I would give up a first round pick because he's a
Mm,
very valuable player. He's a good wing player. He can shoot three ball. He's shooting above 30 or 40% from three, and he's a young player. But Vooch, like he's getting old. He's very inconsistent from three. Cannot play defense and can't rebound. Like I mean, he's a decent rebounder. He's not crazy, but he's not that
it
good. So
gets
he's
you a
not
double
moving.
double. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not moving the needle, and he's very inefficient as a
Hmm.
center. Having a field goal percentage below 50% is really bad. I get it. He's a popper. He's a guy who can shoot the ball, but even inside, like me and you, like so bad. We'd be going to Bulls games, and like Booch would just miss a hook shot. Like he would miss like
Mm,
wide open layups. I'm like,
yep.
bro, like what are you doing? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, and
I don't
like
know what he,
the Bulls extended him too. Like, I don't understand. Like, you extend the guy after last season when the Bulls underperformed last season. Like they were terrible. I know they
could have
won like
kept
one play.
Drummond.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my god!
know.
Don't even remind me of the Drummond era. Oh my god, no! Like, it it was something. But anyways, oh sorry,
Wait,
you were
yo,
gonna say?
so
Just want
back.
to grab a drink real quick. One sec, guys.
Okay,
I gotta head out.
all right. So you gotta head out now.
Uh, yeah, I gotta head out. But to people watching, thank you guys for watching. I mean, for me, they're gonna continue. Yo, Phil, I got a dip. I
Hey
got
man, it was
something to
really
do.
nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Hope we do another podcast episode soon. But I gotta
Anytime.
go. Yep.
All right.
Peace.
See you, dude. All right. I guess now we can finally go to the next portion of our segment, and that is the tier list. And you know, okay, let me increase it because for some reason I don't know why I can't figure out this for some reason. But okay, this looks good. I was thinking we can change up the tiers a bit because I have all the the free agent signings and we can kind of go through and talk about how we feel each about the individual signings because
Yeah.
we have some thoughts on it because they're not all home runs, but they're pretty solid to say the least. So, do any like thing you want to change? Because I feel like they're all good in their own way, but I think like there's nothing that's like a D level tier, or like
No, it's
you know.
not.
So, trying to think, like
I
maybe
guess we could just rank them like 1 through whatever. I guess instead of ranking like letter grades, we could just say which one's best all the way to worst. And then even though it might be the worst, it doesn't mean it's a D grade. It just means we just think it's the worst one out of all of them.
okay.
I don't know.
I think this is a better way to do it then, and just because there's only 8 people, like so, delete that, and then let's do just to make it nice and Bears colors. Just
Where do
do
you?
bear.
I always wondered where the heck everyone gets this from. Where do you do that?
The tier maker.
The tier maker? Okay.
Yeah, and you create your own, and I just like found I like literally, you know, that account that does the numbers on Twitter, like the numbers for the jerseys. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I just took the images and just put it into a folder, and I just uploaded it here. So
Beautiful. Love it.
yeah,
Thank you
all
for
right,
that. I learned
yeah,
something today.
yeah, no problem at all. But yeah, let's start with the first person on the list, and that's Grady Jarrett. You know, what are your thoughts on him? Like, and wow,
Fired up.
mm,
I didn't love it I mean, well, okay, I thought it was a good signing at first. I know that Grady Jarrett's been a really solid, consistent player for the Falcons for a long time. I didn't realize how much he was going to bring to the locker room until his presser. And
mm-hmm,
I'm a big believer in locker room guys. It's why, for 1 second, bringing it to basketball, why I support re-signing Lonzo Ball, because I think that he's really great for the locker room.
mm-hmm.
But so going back to Grady Jarrett, I think that what he can do for the locker room with that energy and that leadership is going to be really infectious. And I also think that he can be a great mentor for Gervon Dexter.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing about Gervon Dexter because you know he's coming into his own, and having a guy that had that experience, especially I think Grady Jarrett, if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, he went to a Super Bowl with the Falcons, right, back in the day, or is
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's been around long enough to play that in that Super Bowl for sure.
yeah, so like you know that experience as well. With I mean, we're gonna go to Joe Tooney later, but like you know having that experience on both trenches is gonna be very crucial,
Invaluable.
and
Invaluable,
that's
man.
very, very good. And I really like that move. I didn't even expect it in the first place. I was like, oh, what? Because that same morning they just released him from the Falcons. I'm like,
Yeah, we
oh,
were quick.
nice. We're
That tells
focused
me
on
Dennis Allen wanted him. Dennis Allen called up Ryan Poles and said, "Hey, yo, this
hey
just
yo,
happened. Go get
my
him."
guy, please get my guy. Like,
Yeah.
like I was like, oh, I thought we were just only getting Dahlman. Oh, I guess we're getting a 2-for-1 special. That's insane. Like, I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, he's on the older side. I saw like, you know, very mixed opinions about him, and it was kind of like, oh, yeah, he's a lot older. I don't know if this is gonna move the needle or anything like that. And I'm just like, well, I mean, he has experience. He still did pretty decent on the Falcons. I just think they just didn't want to pay him the money, especially for his age. And
They're
I
moving
forgot
into
what
the
we.
future too. I mean, he doesn't really fit their timeline. I don't think that they feel like the Bears where I don't think they think they're like in the Super Bowl window. I think
Mm,
that the Bears feel that way. I think that we're a lot higher on our rookie than they might be on theirs. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd be surprised if the Falcons organization is saying that stuff. I think the Bears are saying that in house. I think that they're saying that they can win right now. I think Ben Johnson probably, I mean, the way he talked about how he's seen our team prior to last year,
mm-hmm.
um, he feels like we're ready to win. And that's what I think it's a big disconnect with Bears fans right now is a lot of them don't think that we're ready. They think that our roster isn't good enough. And I think that Ben Johnson feels much differently. I think he basically said the coaching staff sucked, and that's
Yeah,
why we he didn't say it, but he inferred it. He was like, we didn't get enough out of this roster. So
yeah.
I'm very I think it's a win now move, which is exciting.
No, yeah. And you got to keep in mind as well for like Bears fans that are like, oh, this roster isn't that good or whatever. Like, if we're going back to those games, like those 1-score games, like that was like a couple 4 wins or like 5 wins that we could have easily had on our tail. And gladly, in hindsight, I'm glad we didn't win those games because we
Yes.
would not have gotten Ben Johnson. So, you know, we
Yeah,
would have.
Dwayne Bruce would still be here. Oh
Oh
God.
yeah, dude. And I honestly sometimes I kind of think, okay, be careful when you interpret what I'm saying right here. I want to thank Matt Eberflus for losing us those games to get Ben Johnson. So that last part is very important because I don't thank Eberflus for a lot of things, actually majority if not all things. And yeah, like just if I'm just glad we didn't go with McCarthy and all that. We went all the way in and got Ben
Yeah.
Johnson. And my gosh, like it genuinely increased our optimism further. And the Bears just continue to win the offseason. You know, we are on a three-peat at this point. So, you know, but where would you rank this in? Man, we can obviously move around, but where would you rank it?
I'm gonna rank it in the one through 4.
1 through 4. Okay, I'll take that. More recently, Devin Duvernay. And listen, as a person that plays Madden a lot, Devin Duvernay, absolute dog in
Speed
Madden,
demon,
bro.
baby.
He's a speed demon to like, dude, bro. In the amount of times I've had him in my career mode, like he would somehow end up on my roster, and he would be like the number 2 wide receiver, and dude would like have legendary seasons in my career mode. I'm just saying. So I really like this pick, not only for Madden, but just for the sole purpose of, you know, he made 2 Pro Bowls. He's probably just only here for like being on special teams. But what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a great move. In the spirit of being honest, 100%. I really wanted Rondale Moore. But also in the spirit of being completely honest, that was mostly because I love Purdue. I went to Purdue. Purdue's my alma mater. So I've seen Rondale Moore play live, and I have an affinity for him. However, I think that Duvernay is probably, I mean, arguably, maybe not even arguably, a better signing. He's an all-pro returner already, and he's probably going to be wide receiver 4 on our team, unless, you know, Tyler Scott breaks out, which we can't count on at all. And so I hope he does. Great kid. But we can't count on it. So wide receiver 4, Duvernay, Eck Hooks. He was a Jaguar last year, right?
Yeah, he didn't play that. I mean, I think he played one. Yeah, he was on the Jaguars though. So like to make of that what you will, everyone. But yeah, I mean, I agree. That actually haunts my nightmares, dude. Like actually I would wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night and I would just hear Duval in my
thank God. Get out of my room. Get out of my room.
Get out. he's just in the corner just saying Duval in my I'm like, and I'm like, hell no. But nah, it's yeah, I think this is, you know, something with the Bears and having Devin and, you know, being a kick returner. You know, Devin Hester, Devin Duvernay, you know, give us Super Bowl champas right now. You know, that's all I'm going to say.
So I don't know if we make the Super Bowl and Devin Duvernay returns the first kickoff for a touchdown. I don't know if I'm going to be pumped or really nervous that history is about to repeat itself.
Oh no, yeah, that's so true. Nah, hey, we're not facing Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, at least I hope so. But yeah, I'll put it in here because I think, like, well, this is a good signing. I don't think it's like the best or like worthy of top 4. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a good spot for him. And it has nothing to do with how good or how much I think he'll contribute. It has everything to do with the rest of the names on this list.
Exactly. Another signing that happened right after, I think it was right after the Jackson signing. What was his name? Duran Smith, or what's his name?
Smythe?
I forgot his first name, but
Durham?
Smith from Durham Smith. Yeah. Okay. From the tight end from the Miami Dolphins, worked with Ben Johnson in the past. Your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's a good signing. It's fine. I mean, it's a depth signing. I mean, it's not going to be exciting, but he's absolutely going to go in the 5 through 8, and not. It's probably 8 if I'm being quite honest.
I agree. I mean, I feel like these two are like the bottom 2 because it's just like more depth and more special team signings, but you know, that's just how it is. And I think, like, you know, Ben Johnson took his guy that he's worked with, and Smith has been pretty solid from what I've heard. Like, not like anything crazy either. He's just like a depth piece on Miami. So yeah, he's gonna stay that way. Behind Cole Kmet. this one brings a lot of controversy when it comes to what people think, and that's Dio Odeingbo. Yeah, I
Oh,
had no.
you really said that name with some confidence, man. Is that
I,
you nailed
I
it?
no, I will say I got roasted for my pronunciation of him because, dude, the amount of retakes I had to do, like on TikTok and whatnot, for his name is unfathomable. Like it's I remember I would always mess up his name. I would be like I would always forget his first name too, and I'd be like, what's his name? I have to go back and redo it again. But anyways, was on the Colts, defensive tackle, very young, had some injury history. Didn't really play as much, but when he was on the field, he was pretty effective. I think, obviously the contract is a little bit of a, question mark and how much we paid him.
Right.
But I just think he could work out. And listen, we have not Ben Johnson. Dennis Allen and that defensive group that we have as a staff. I think he just needed a new place. I just think he just needed a new change of scenery. Because
How old is he again? Do you know?
I think he's like 24. Or 25.
He's not even in his prime yet. This is the kind of signing that could look brilliant in 2 years.
25 years old.
I mean, yeah, dude, we're gonna get his best years as a football player. Whatever his best is going to be, will be with the Bears.
I hope so, because I think, and that's one thing I really appreciate. This. Why can't I think of the name? This front office. That's what it was. Okay, this front office a lot because, the fact that they invested so early in free agency. Free agent barely started, and they were like, boom, boom, boom. We need to get out. Sign the check. Get him right now. And this guy we never really heard of, but the fact of the matter is they took like a person that who could be a project for us, especially with how it didn't really work out in what was it, the Colts. And the Colts are another bag of worms, like in a sense where they have their own issues as well when it comes to defense and whatnot. But
yes,
yeah, I think this is I think it's a decent signing. I think the contract is what kind of puts me off a little bit because it's like, okay, like he has a little bit of injury history, but I think like he has a lot of upside. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't think the contract is like terrible. I don't think it's like, I think if you're going to go for, getting a guy that you really want, you're going to definitely overpay for him a little bit. And if it works out, this will be one of the best deals, like by far.
Absolutely. If he ends up being a high-level starter, it's going to be an absolute steal. It's a four-year deal?
I think so. Let me check. Why can't I find it?
I also want to give a shout out to Nick Whalen for what I'm about to say. Great guy. Knows a ton about X's and O's, but he made a post about Odeingbo. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Okay, wow, I feel good about myself right
now.
But he said he compared Odeingbo to Cam Jordan. They have very, very similar measurables. So his point was that Dennis Allen has a type.
Yeah.
And so if this is a Dennis Allen guy and he can get Cam Jordan level production, well, everyone's going to be praising the heck out of this signing. I'm not saying that's going to happen because I think that, like you said, I think it's a high risk, high reward. It could either go very badly or it can go very awesome. I don't know if there's a lot of middle ground here. So I'm excited to see what he could do. I mean, I'm glad that he's a Chicago Bear because I feel like if you're a defensive player and you sign with the Chicago Bears, there's a little hype to that. That's what we're known for. And hopefully that'll drive him to work as hard as possible. And I really hope he becomes our other end of the future.
Yeah. I mean, I think for now, I'm going to put him here. And then we'll see how the other couple of people fall into place. And then we'll kind of move things around as well. Yeah. And Joe, too.
Do we even have to talk about where he's going?
Huh?
He's going number one, right? I mean,
I think so. I think so.
we can still cover it. We can still talk about it, but like, let's just be real. He's going number one.
Like, listen, I remember I woke up that morning and like, just checked my phone because I had to like right before we were going to work. And I'm like, wait,
I thought it
what?
was fake.
No, I thought I got sent or something like that, like or something like that. And clearly not because we signed a pretty great player who was a guard for not only Tom Brady, but the current player that's trying to beat the GOAT status in that
Two
Patrick
goats of
Mahomes.
all time. I mean, that's amazing, and the third goat of all time now.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
So we'll see. And
Blaze for Caleb.
yeah, exactly. Hey, I mean, listen, this is the best place. But like, I just think like it's kind of insane. Like they went crazy with these signings, and I'm still shocked that we made this move because like this doesn't seem like a Bears move. Like
No, it
like
doesn't.
and the fact that we went out there got a pretty solid guy who knows the ins and outs of being a guard, and everyone. I've never seen a comment section or like people unanimously come together and be like, "Oh, the Bears actually made a great signing." It's always like fleece or it's like overpaid. Like it's like wow, fleece. Like
Chicago Bears won free agency again, won the offseason again. Here's your trophy. But
yeah,
I
but like yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was say I agree in full, man. Like I thought I was getting I pulled up my phone and I remember it said the Chicago Bears are expected to acquire Joe Tooney, and I was like, bullshit.
Yeah.
That's my initial reaction. I'm like, okay, expected, like whatever, man. And then I honestly, that was the next morning after what was
Jonah
that?
Jackson.
That was after the day after Nick's birthday party for Justin O'Year, my man Nick.
Mhm.
So I woke up the next day. I actually spent the night at Rashab's house, and I woke up and I was driving home. I seen it at first, and then I looked at it again, and I heard it twice, and I was like, "There's no way!" And then, bang, dude! The fact that it happened was unbelievable. I'm still a little bit in shock over it. I get that he's a little older, but he's offensive linemen usually play until they're pretty old. I mean, Jason Peters just retired, I think at like the ripe age of 40. So I know that he wasn't great for his last couple of years, but Joe Tooney's 34.
Yeah.
So I think this is an amazing trade. Might be Ryan Poles' best. Well, no, you can't put it above the Panthers trade, but it's up there. It's a top three Ryan Poles move.
Top 3 Ryan Poles. That's a great way to put it, honestly. Yeah, like I have really nothing bad to say about it except maybe his age, but even then, that's not really. It's pretty much a non-factor. And if we continue to build in the trenches in the draft, hold on, build the trenches in the draft. There we go. And I think that Joe Tooney will provide a lot of insight, a lot of veteran presence for a young group of guys who we hope to be our future for in terms of a guard spot and build that offensive line as well.
And he's going to be next to Braxton Jones, and I know that that's a very divisive topic in the Bears community right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if Braxton Jones has his best year as a Bear next to Joe Tooney. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that could be good too. Honestly, that'd be awesome. Like, listen, I'm always rooting for Braxton Jones, but we'll see what happens in the draft as well, and that's also another thing. Yeah, speaking of offensive line, Jonah Jackson. That was pretty much one of the first moves that came out of free agency. Another one of Ben Johnson's guys. What are your thoughts on it?
He's Ben Johnson's guy. I'm riding with it. I mean, he's a former Pro Bowler. My opinion is that if Ben Johnson believes in them, I'm fully going to ride with it until he gives me a reason not to trust him. I think everything that I've seen about Jonah Jackson says that, yes, he had a bad year last year, but they also moved him around. He was kind of injured. Look, Ben Johnson thinks that he's good, and he was a Pro Bowler under Ben Johnson. And also, I think he's the long-lost brother of Darnell Wright.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they're separated at birth.
Yeah. They look way too alike, and they're on the same offensive line now. It's like there's two of them now. I'm like, what the hell?
They're both maulers too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I swear, if we get GT, everyone's gonna. I mean, as good as Tooney and Braxton will be on the left, I salivate at the thought of running like off tackle right behind Jonah Jackson and Darnell Wright, and they're just mauling fools. I can't wait to see it. He is the one player where you could draft if we went with like Membu or Will Campbell, I could see him end up not starting if they end up being as good as everyone says they are.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I think it's high upside. You gave him, I think we did give him an extension, the 3-year extension, big cap hit next year. So you do want him to start. Not next year, in 20, like 2 seasons from now. Okay. He has a pretty big cap hit. I think it's $25 million. So you would really, really like him to work out. But I love it, man. I think he's in the 1 through 4 for sure.
Oh,
where are you gonna put him?
I think I was gonna. Oh, actually, maybe. I think I like that. Yeah, I think there's.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. I think that's a move. That's a good move. Yeah. Eliminate Zacchaeus. I will be honest. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, I know that guy because, like, what was it? Another reason in Madden as well. Like,
I was just saying Madden.
Yeah, I swear I find out players like through Madden, and this guy's a dog in Madden too. Another speed guy. Looked at what Commanders fans said about him, and he's pretty solid. Like, not even gonna lie, he's like a solid wide receiver, like 3. Like good speedster. I like this move. I think I wouldn't put him above Oda Ingbo. I would probably put him here. But what are your thoughts on that?
I like that. I think that he has a lot. Yes, I think that's another high upside signing though. Like, because he has. I mean, if we get good blocking this year, you got Ben Johnson. He's a speed guy, and I think. I mean, I hope that there's no Commanders fans watching this. Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Jaden Daniels had a better statistical year. He had more success. He also had a lot more help from his team. I think this next year, you're going to find out exactly what happens when Caleb Williams has an offensive coordinator / head coach that's worth a damn. Mm-hmm. And so with Rome and DJ commanding a lot of targets, and even Cole, I think that there's a chance that this guy could be a big play machine. I've seen him compared to Taylor Gabriel. I really like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes, sir. Oh, dude, dang. That's a good comparison. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good depth signing. And it kind of brings the question, what are we going to do with Keenan Allen at this point? Like, because it's like we have too much wide receivers at this point. Like, I remember back in the day, it's like, oh, we don't have enough wide receivers. Now we have too many. It's like, what? How did that happen after one season? And yeah, I mean, that's another question to ask, because I was on the boat that we keep Keenan Allen, but after these moves, it's like, I don't know if we can.
No, I mean, he would have to take a crazy discount. I think that he's going to get paid more by another team. So at this point, for him to come back to us, I think he'd be taking less money. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think that Keenan's going to do that at this point in his career. He's winding down, and I think he's going to get what he can. I wouldn't mind to see him back, but at the same time, I also really, really want to see Rome command a bigger target share this year. So I'm okay with riding with who we have, because I think that Ben Johnson's going to be able to get those guys the ball a lot, Rome and DJ, and then these other guys can, when they're open, we can get them something. We can draw plays, gadget plays to get the ball in their hands. Mm-hmm. So I'm not opposed to bringing Keenan Allen back. The only thing I'm opposed to is not seeing Rome get true wide receiver 1/2 targets. That's all.
No, that's very fair. I mean, I want to see Rome grow, especially a lot this season. And yeah, you make a very good point. All right, the last one. And I think like everyone and their mother was like saying how much they wanted this guy, including me. And I'm just like, the fact that we actually, like, they actually got someone that we've been begging them to get. And they did. Like,
yes.
Who would have thought that's possible? Like, really? Like,
it's a new day in Chicago, baby.
It really is. Like, third time's the charm. I'll be really honest with you when it comes to the offseason. But I think I would put this number 2 personally because I think Joe Tooney was just out of. Oh, you put him at 3.
No, I was saying that's perfect.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. I just think that the fact that we got our center, insane upgrade over, who did we have? Like
Insane upgrade. I mean, we had it was Coleman Shelton who
Matt Pryor.
Mr. gets trucked on his like by every middle linebacker that blitzes.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Coleman Shelton, for the time that you spent, but it was time to upgrade.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since we had Owen Krutz. I think at least 10 years. Maybe more. Yeah.
It was more. There was no
And
way it was like.
Yeah, like maybe like 2008, like probably like 17 years. And we just haven't really solidified that position. It's been Cody Whitehair, James Daniels, I think, played some games at center.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got, Sam Mustipher, Bears legend.
Oh God.
And I was so ready for a center that was good, and especially at the price. I think that it's a fact that he took less money to come to the Bears, and that's amazing, man. Ryan Poles really cooked with that contract because a lot of people were worried that we were going to pay him like $20 million a year to come here. We paid him 14.
Mm-hmm. And for a center of that caliber, pretty solid move to say the least. And the thing I want to kind of take a moment to kind of appreciate is that how players now are openly and willingly, deciding to say, no, I really wanted to come to Chicago. That rarely ever happens in the first place. Yeah, obviously we have the history, the 85 Bears, that 2006 run Super Bowl.
Does anyone really care about the 85 Bears in today's these
exactly
kids are alive?
Exactly. No one remembers that era because it happened such a long time ago.
I wasn't even alive, and I'm old. I'm 35.
Yeah. Oh man. I remember listen, I wasn't a fan. I wish I was, man, but I was way too young. I was 5 years old or 6 years old when we went to the Super Bowl, and I didn't even watch sports at the time, and I was I wish I did back then because at least experience what it was to be that level of that relevancy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but we never had a good offense. Our offense was always inconsistent. We could run, but Grossman was throwing picks every, a lot. We always felt like we were winning without a complete team.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like for the first time, we have that. And I mean, you said players were saying that they're openly coming for Chicago. So is our head coach.
Right.
That's huge.
That's the most insane part to me. It's the McCaskies are a thing, here. And knowing what happened last season, I think Ben Johnson really saw how mismanaged we were. And I think Kevin Warren also recognized. I think the big key factor to all this right now, where we are at right now, is all thanks to Kevin Warren. And
let's go.
And I think I was very critical on him, and obviously because I really wanted him to focus on the stadium, and that's still a question mark in a sense, but he has helped with the team as a whole because I think he recognizes that this team first of all has to get good first, because personally I'd much rather have a good team than a new stadium. That's just me. At the end of the day,
yeah. Any Bears fan who says different are you really a fan? Stop it.
Yeah, exactly. You're just rage baiting at this point in the big 2025. No, it's it's literally I'd rather have that, and I think he recognizes that. And otherwise, why would he have helped this much? Because I think he was instrumental in convincing Ben Johnson, and I think Ben Johnson didn't have much convincing to do for how quickly that deal came through and how he was the first domino to fall for the Chicago Bears and how that played out. And the fact that Ben was like, I want to come here. I think we have something special here. Caleb is that guy. Like, and I think we can build something great here. And teams and players recognize that. And they're like, oh, they're building something special in Chicago. Let's go there. And that's a beautiful sight to see because usually we would get the scraps, like, like in the past. And we're getting pretty quality players now. And that's something I really want to appreciate while we still can in terms of like, you know, giving Ryan Poles and, Kevin Warren their flowers, and what they were able to do because now it gives us optimism with Ben Johnson, this team. Like, we have something to look forward to again. And I know this whole thing about the off-season champs and all that. They're doing this again. They're reeling you in, and then they're gonna like, be like hot psych. And I'm just like, well, you see, last year it was like, okay, I'm not gonna get I'm cautiously optimistic. But when we went 4-2, I was like, oh, we might have something. But when we have glaring issues, glaring offensive line issues, inconsistent play calling, and a head coach that is like that, I don't know how he's able to keep his job after that long in the first place. But yeah, it's
and here's the thing. I agree with you, and I do criticize Ryan Poles for keeping Matt Eberflus, but I don't think that Ben Johnson would have came last year. Maybe because there is rumors that he was interested, but if we had to put up with Eberflus for another year to get here, then it was worth it. It's just like you said. Thanks, Matt Eberflus, for sucking ass because that led us to Ben Johnson, and all things happen for a reason. He's not even really good enough to be called Doug Collins to our Phil Jackson, but I think that that's pretty apt. I think that we got our Phil Jackson, and we're ready to roll, man. I don't think there's a lot of holes on this team. I get it. Everyone wants to see the wins on the field before they say anything, but I'm gonna put $20 on the Bears to win the Super Bowl. Let me put it that way.
Ooh, okay. I mean, listen, it's just $20, so it's like, listen, it's a long-term investment, guys. It's an investment,
I spend that on Buffalo Wild Wings. Why won't I spend it on?
Yeah, exactly. Bears gone the Super Bowl. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was a pretty solid list.
Yes,
I think I have no complaints on that.
No, I think that's on the money all the way through, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who else could really. I don't know. I guess maybe you could flip Odabingo and Zacchaeus. Is that how you say that? Zacchaeus. I'm not saying that we should. I'm just saying, like, if you're arguing, you can maybe flip those two.
Right.
Otherwise, I guess maybe you could flip Grady Jarrett and Dahlman, even though I don't think you should. Like, not at all. I think this is a perfect list, perfect order.
Sweet. Yep. Well, yeah. That concludes the tier list part. We're an hour and 18 into this. Wow. Yeah.
You're having fun, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah. Before we end off, like, I wanted to know what would you want the Bears to do in the draft, especially with the 10th overall pick?
If Ashton Genty's there, you take Ashton Genty. I don't think he's going to be there, though. I really don't. I want him to be there. I don't think he will be. I think the Raiders are going to be dumb and pick him. It's not that he's a bad pick. I think that they have holes all over the place. I'm of the mind that, people say, like, oh, that's a pick you make when you're ready to, make a run. I think that we're ready to make a run. So that's why I think that we should draft him. However, otherwise, obviously, I think there's other blue chip prospects in this draft, which I don't think will be there either. Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, and
Will Campbell.
I think that those are all solid picks. I think Will Campbell has a good chance to be there. The other two definitely not. Abdul obviously is a blue chipper, but he's going to be gone. There's no chance. So
I wish.
I like Membu a lot if we're going to go offensive line. I really like Membu, especially if I think actually I might like Membu a little more than Will Campbell. Only because I I think that Jonah Jackson needs to start, right? So I think that Membu has a higher ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I'd like to see Membu be drafted and then you develop him while Jonah Jackson's playing. And then in 3 years, when, either his contract's out or Joe Tooney's done, you slide Membu right in there. Boom, you're ready to roll. However, I like Mike Green as long as his off the field stuff is not going to be a concern. I like Mike Green. I think his speed to power is really good. I also feel the same way about James Pierce Jr., but I think you trade down for him.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know that trading down isn't exciting, but I wouldn't be if Genty's not there and neither of the other blue chippers that we talked about. If Membu's there, I think you take him. Otherwise, I'm okay with the trade down. Let's get more picks. Take one of the edges and just keep rolling. What about you, man? I like Tyler Warren, and I do think I do like Tyler Warren. I think that a lot of people are like, well, you don't take him because Cole Kmet. You can run double tight end sets. I don't think that taking Tyler Warren has to detract from Cole Kmet's role as long as you're willing to get creative with how you're going to use Tyler Warren. And I think that Ben Johnson can do that. It's the same thing I said for Brock Bowers last year. I don't think that Tyler Warren's as good as Brock Bowers, but I think that would I can roll with that pick too.
Oh yeah, like Tyler Warren's good too, and I think that's what I hoped for last season. With I know Gerald Everett's not the same, but but I'm just saying like with knowing that Shane Waldron ran 2 tight end sets a lot, we didn't see that at all last season. So like, I would love that as well. I think for me, it's kind of pretty much what you said. Is like, I really want Genty. I think we're ready to compete. It all really just depends on what we. I feel like the more important picks are what we do in the second round, in my eyes. Like, yes, Genty is good, but I think the one thing that kind of like concerns me about trading down is that if that were to happen, right? Will teams be willing to trade up if those blue chip players aren't available? That's my question. Because it's like, yeah, we could obviously trade down when it's not available for us, but what makes it more appealing to those that will want to be up? I mean, that's like a hypothetical that's like only will happen on draft day, but like, if we are able to find some suitors that are like, hey, we like XYZ player here, and if they're gonna give us a haul, sure, why not? And if no one's available that we want, go for it. I really do like the second round a lot. I think like Gray Zabel would be really good for us if we can find a way to get. Yeah, especially 39 with 41.
If we don't get Genty, I'd be really into if we can get Hampton at 39.
Oh boy, yeah.
I don't think he'll last that long, but man.
Or Caleb Johnson's available too. Like Caleb Johnson, Travion Henderson, Judkins. I mean Judkins, I'd say Henderson's slightly better than Judkins in my eyes. I don't know, that's just me. But I'd say he's a good option too. There's a lot of running backs in this class, and I think if a team like the Bears that need a young running back would really benefit from this, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't know, I'm really just waiting for draft day at this point. Like, I don't know about you, but yeah, it's just
my only thing is I don't want to take Scatterboo.
All right,
not a Scatterboo guy.
You're not a Scatterboo guy?
I don't think not a NFL Scatterboo guy. Great college back. Great college back.
That's fair.
He's going to do that. He out efforts everybody, right? But I don't think that that's going to translate as well in the NFL, personally. That's
a fair point, honestly. I mean, I like Scatterboo. Like
I mean, he's a fan favorite kind of guy.
Yeah, and also his name is pretty fun. Like, imagine what running back, like he's like number. I forgot what the range of running back numbers are, but like number 26, Cam Scatterboo from Chicago, like something like that. Like it's just fun to say, But
does he start over DeAndre Swift to you? Do you think if we drafted him,
Cam Scatterboo? That's a good point. I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, I think you could probably get Scatterboo late, so you don't need him to start. You could probably get him in like the fourth. We don't have a fourth, but you could probably get him. You might even be able to get him in the fifth. So I don't see him getting drafted super high. I don't think he's a third rounder. I think if you want Caleb Johnson, the third or maybe your second rounder, you can get him. But
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun for running backs in this draft class. And I think we're going to have a great offensive line. So you can make an argument that as long as we get a talented running back in the draft, they're going to look maybe even better than they're supposed to because we're going to be mauling people up front. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, that reached the conclusion of our podcast. Thank you again so much for taking the time out of your day to join me and talk some Bears football and even some Chicago Bulls as well. I did not expect that, but I'm glad we took that little detour.
It was fun, man. I had a great time. This is great. Anytime you want me back on, I'd be happy to come on. But I mean, spoiler alert, we're going to be having you at some point as well on my podcast, the Professionally Profane podcast.
Heck yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll keep you in the loop on that one, and definitely before sometime this off season. And yeah, man, just a lot of fun tonight. I appreciate you bringing me on.
Of course. And for those who are still watching, appreciate you again for tuning in, especially at 6:59 p.m. on a Friday night. So again, thank you so much for your time. Always remember to check out Just Another Year Chicago Bulls, and even subscribe to the Professionally Profane podcast as well. Have some great content coming up soon from there. And anything else you want to add?
Bear down, baby.
Heck yeah, Bear. That's what I like to hear. Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys again so much for watching. This has been the SoBackSports podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one.